started to see which one can be the most retarded. Tinfoil haters, it's time to start the show. Tinfoil haters, it's time to start the show. Tinfoil haters, don't tell them what to say. Tinfoil haters are here to save the day. To get started to see which one can be the most retarded. Tinfoil haters, it's time to start the show. Tinfoil haters, it's time to start the show.
Hey there, all you beautiful, creepy, and spooky little vital idols. We've got a good one for you today, the Black-Eyed Children. I'm excited to talk about this. This was a recommendation from our lovely guest here, who's now been a guest multiple times because we just can't get enough of the odd and unusual. Cinevere, tell the people who you are and what you do.
Hey guys, I cover anime and video games and react to them, and sometimes horror like this, so I'm excited.
Excellent. And of course, we've got my brilliant co-host, Sammy 3P here. Sammy, tell the people who you are, what you do, what you've been up to the whole nine.
I'm Sammy 3P. I have a Batman show that I'm hoping everyone will like, but otherwise, I've been looking at this, and I just shared a photo with you. This is what Wikipedia thinks what we're going to talk about today is, and I think it looks like a Korn album cover.
Yeah, I this is a very misrepresentative look of the Black-Eyed Children, but yes, the Black-Eyed Children are they're a subject of an interesting amount of scrutiny. So we're gonna get into, of course, this urban legend, a relatively recent urban legend in the grand scheme of things. Before we do, we gotta shout out all the vital idols in chat. Thank you so much of you that are here. We got 18 watching right now. Show just started. We got Philip Morgan in the house. How you doing, Philip? Ryan is here. Ryan, my man. Cryptic Beats, somebody called the Men in Black. Hotter with Nad says they are demons or something worse. Yeah, what are the Black-Eyed Children? We're also going to be getting into that. Little Miss Anonymous saying, meow to y'all. How you doing, LMA? Let's see, is anybody we missed? Mage Wolf is here. How you doing, Mage Wolf? Anonymous is in the house. Of course, Cindy will be talking in chat with all you beautiful bastards as well. Carl Bro says, you'll get a VO. You'll get a VO. All right, appreciate you. Jeremy U's review. How you doing, Jeremy U? Vinzinger, aka El Otaku, the Wee Pillar. How you doing, my man with a plan? Rhino the Hamster, Demon from Supernatural TV show. Truly appreciate that. And then Biolante says, I'm here. How you doing, Biolante? And then out the gate, damn, Heavenly Gestures is coming in and dropping his dick on the table with 10 Words of Paradise gifted memberships. Homie, you didn't need to, but you did. Thank you so much. That means the absolute world to me. What do we got that's some tangentially horror related? Oh, you know what? This is horror related.
Leon, Moxie, are y'all niggas happy? Y'all happy? You proud of yourself? I hope you niggas is happy. Congratulations to all the new single moms on the channel, but I just hope you niggas are just so happy with what you've done.
Bingo, bango, bongo. You love to see it. Oh, Rhino the Hamster says Nads was hit. Nice. Yeah. Who was the hit? Let's see. He got Rick Cleary, Wolfie Rose, Uncle Gus, Jim Harrison was hit. Nice. Marco Rex, Mr. Lippy, 187, Ricky D, Tommy Doyle, and yes, Horror with Nads, Nadia, my girl. Well, what a banging hit there, my man with a plan. Good job, Heavenly Jester. Well, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Let's start talking about the Black-Eyed Children. First, prior to going into
before we continue, is the black man done being a clown?
the black guy children as child is done being a clown. I know that's
safety
terrifying.
blanket going down. Let's talk about the black-eyed kid.
Sinavir, we'll start with you. Are you a believer? Do you believe in black-eyed children? Are you muted? I think you're muted.
Yes, I am. Oh my
There
god.
you go.
Yeah, that's hard. I don't know.
You don't
got
know.
so excited.
You suggested this topic, but you don't even know if you believe.
I don't know if I believe because there was only like I think they didn't really talk about it until more recently, and because there's no like older secondhand stories, it's harder for me to say yes, this is definitely something I believe in.
All right. What about you, Sammy? Do you believe in the black-eyed children?
I'm not gonna say that they're not true, but like as someone who is like sensitive to what I would like to call like paranormal experiences, like I find the black-eyed children to be a little out there. That's as someone who believes in the Men in Black, might be like mechanical people who are out there to go away from UFO experiences. I don't know. I think there might be like a certain bridge where you might come across like a black-eyed child ghost, but I don't think they're as regular as what we've been seeing since about like 1980. 1980 is like I think like some of the first reported experiences seeing the black-eyed children. I think if at best they're an omen, they're not like an actual ghost that you would come across.
Right on. Well, let's go ahead. I want to set the stage for you guys. Before I set the stage, Heavenly Jester came in with another 50 banger, lame and gay. The IRS is scarier than anything you can think of. Even a sociopath like the Joker is scared of them. Don't go getting caught. Yeah, bro. We on Tinfoil Haters, we cover everything from conspiracy theories about the government and UFOs to the supernatural elements. And let me tell you, IRS, that's straight up boogeyman. Like that, I ain't even done my taxes yet. Like every single day I wake up and think I need to do my taxes. But I also I'm trying to put off doing them because I don't believe in taxes because taxation is theft. But I should probably get around to it. My man with a plan. Thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead.
I mean, that's the biggest monster we haven't covered yet is the IRS.
It's the IRS. So since we're talking about black-eyed children, I'll give you another black guy child clip.
I just super love sucking dick. When I haven't for a while, I get needy.
That's a black guy child.
Black-eyed children.
So yeah, let's set the stage just to get you all sort of in the mood here. So picture this is that you live alone. Now it's midnight, feeling your eyes getting a little bit heavier. You're telling yourself just one more episode of whatever slop you're watching on Netflix. And as you yawn like Sammy 3-Pete, you're startled awake. You hear a knock at the door. Now it's midnight. What is someone doing knocking on your door? So you hesitantly creep on over to the door while glancing out the window. Now immediately your fear is replaced with another fear because you see outside a child. And now you are fearful and protective because children are innocent to be protected. So you hastily open your door to find out what could this child be doing at midnight out and about. And as it gazes up to you, you are immediately fearful again. It is back on you because looking at you are cold, dead, yet somehow piercing black eyes.
And he's like, "Are you my papa?
Won't you let me in?"
Yeah.
Would you let me in? That is the question. Yes, black-eyed children, like Sammy was saying, around since the 80s, but actually, depending on how you look at it, older or more recent. The first verifiable, I don't know if verifiable is the right word to say, the first massively reported incident that gained mainstream notoriety is actually in Texas in 1998. So very recent. Yeah. I mean, this story is younger than shit. Every single one of us on panel here, and probably a lot of people in the chat as well.
96. That
sort of. All right, I'm glad you corrected the 96 thing. we will get to why it's 96 and not 98. So the report is in 98. However, the report is from a story that happened in 96. Does that make sense?
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they reported on it 2 years later. So a reporter named Brian Bethel is the one that reported on the story. And it happened 2 years prior, stating that he was in his car in a theater parking lot when two young boys in hoodies tapped on his window. Rolling it down, they asked him to drive them to one of the boys' mother house to get money for the new Mortal Kombat movie. Bethel declined, saying the movie's already started. We'd be late. Like, I'm not going to do it. Plus, as an adult male, you don't want to just give rides to underage male children.
Yeah.
So he declines, and that's when he gets a good look at them and realizes, what the fuck? They have pitch black eyes. At that point, they start saying odd shit like, we're just kids, we don't have a gun, and the one that really sticks around that Cindy was nice enough to tell us, let us in. We can't come in if you don't invite us. You have to tell, there's variations of that. This understandably freaks Bethel out, and he begins to drive off. Before he's able to really clear the children, one of the two boys starts banging on his car window, and he speeds off, looks in the rearview mirror. Kids are gone. This is the most famous origin story of the Black-Eyed Children, but like Sammy said, there are some that go back further, 80s, maybe even further than that. And they are always described as children with either hoods or something that obscures their face between the ages of 6 to 16. So what are your thoughts so far?
This actually just sounds like, and I don't want to be that guy, like psychological trauma, like manifesting itself. There's
Into your mic.
reason that the children's face is blurred. This sounds like a kind of like a Freudian manifest, really.
Remember you said that because there is a lot of scientific backing that actually does bring in Freudian concepts about why we see this or why these children look the way they do in our minds, things to that effect. And before we go further, I don't know, I missed it, but Jake Martin, my man with the plan, coming in with 5 Words of Paradise gifties. Thank you so much. Holy shit, you truly did not need to do that. Let's get you your clip, brother.
Chip, you know what? You just made the list. Oh, no. Oh, here we go.
Ooh, look at that. The gifties just rolling in. And then Heavenly Jester coming in with another 50 banger. My man's just going crazy. Legends say if you say Yasuke 3 times in the mirror, you'll suffer a curse of dying of fentanyl. His most recent incarnation. Emerald Floyd of the fentanyl. You know what?
My goodness.
Yeah. You went too hard. You went hard on that. Not too hard. This thing is too hard.
No.
However, for that, you motherfuckers got to repent.
Ryan,
Heavenly
comment.
Jester, you absolute mad lad. Thank you so much. And then Emily's just making delusions coming in and dropping another 5 Words of Paradise gifties. You guys, look, y'all just making Vital Idol members reign. Thank you so much. We're always down to add more to the Vital Idols. And since we've been talking about St. Floyd and black dudes and black guy children, here's a couple of blacks, well, a black and a Puerto Rican arguing.
I can blow.
Oh, you ready to blow?
Yeah, I'm ready to blow.
Well, I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker. Every time my fingers touch brain, I'm Superfly TNT. I'm the guns of the Navarone.
There it is. Now, yes, so this story, it was reported a couple years. It was reported a couple years after it supposedly did happen, and from there, black-eyed children sightings sort of took off. They became, I don't want to say normal, but the frequency in which they reported definitely was an uptick. But while it was an uptick in the U.S., there was a major uptick in a different country. Anyone care to venture a guess as to where?
My 2 guesses would either be like Germany or Japan. I assume
I was
Japan.
thinking Japan.
The UK, actually.
Okie dokie.
Now, the UK is very interesting in this regard because before we get further into this, if you were, because I asked at the beginning if you guys believe in black-eyed children, and while both of you are on the fence about it, hypothetically, if you do believe, let's say you believe for this one, what do you think they are?
Like I said before, I think they're honestly, I think they're a psychological like
No.
manifest.
Assuming they're real, I mean, like let's say they're real for this
Oh,
hypothetical. So, are they a ghost, a demon, AI? What is a black-eyed child? If they were real,
like
I would
kind of like an
say
omen, kind of like something you would attribute. Like a good example would be like a banshee, kind of like an omen of rough
like the
times.
Mothman.
Yeah,
Mothman is
no,
more of a
but
cryptid. I think what
a
Sammy is
banshee
saying,
is a little bit more specific.
like
Okay.
you're saying some sort of supernatural creature that it might not hurt you, but it's a forewarning of something to come.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
And what
Yeah, I
about
agree with
you,
him on that.
Sydney?
I was gonna say demon actually, because it feels like one. They need permission to come in or whatever. I mean, think about it. Exorcisms are all about how you're driving a demon out. So if you're inviting one in, it's the same thing.
No, those are both great ideas of what it could be. LMA and Jake Martin actually both have a similar idea. And thing is, because this is such a recent phenomenon in the grand scheme of human history, there's not a lot of lore or anything known about their origins. So yes, there are people out there that think that black-eyed children are in fact missing or exploited children abducted by the government, experimented on, and these experiments are, have driven them into some sort of. Now, Jay Martin here actually says they've been exploited for occult purposes. I mean, hey, take a look at the Nazis. It's amazing how much science and the occult go together. Mage Wolf says demonic. Yes, I would wager, if I was the one being asked, that they are demonic, that they are not even children at all, that they are some sort of evil creature taking the guise of children because it is very easy to exploit one's emotions if it's a if it's a innocent being like a creature or a small animal like a puppy.
Yeah, no, okay. So there's always those stories about like children, like so if you hold on, let me start over. There's stories of ghost children. Ghost children are different than like black-eyed children. So like there's a couple of like railroad crossings where like a school bus got hit or whatever, and you say like, hey, if you put your car in neutral over this railroad crossing, you might actually hear like children laughing, and if you put, or if your car is dirty enough, you might see like little handprints trying to like push, the car. This is not that. This is like a manifestation. If I believe in them at all, I would have to go with demonic, where they're taking the guise of children. These are not children. This isn't like, so when I went to the Stanley Hotel, there was a haunting of a child where like if you tossed a ball down a hallway, like she might throw it back to you. This is not that. Like these are like, oh, let us in. If it isn't a psychological manifestation, it's something that's evil. Simply from the black eyes is I can't take it anything more than what that is. I showed, like I sent you that picture initially. We joked about it. It looks like a Korn album cover. Like this is like metal shit. Like, these guys, if the black eyed kids are a thing, they're here to like fuck around and cause chaos. They're not oh, I got lost in the snow and all I want is my dad to give me a hug. Like there's There's nothing.
There's something inherently malevolent or malicious
Yeah,
about them.
thank you so much for saying that, because I was struggling to find that. Yes, they're not here to do us any good.
Well, talking about the UK, or well, first of all, Cindy, do you have anything to add before we move forward?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. Well, man, my ring light just is now cycling through colors. What the fuck?
Oh, here, I'll join you.
Here.
We'll go to orange.
That was weird. It literally went red, then changed purple. It's like, okay, all right. That was, you saw my hand. I wasn't doing anything. Anyway, so let's talk about the UK sightings, because they are particularly interesting. So we got this right here. I saw the black-eyed child ghost. Her creepy stare made my blood run cold. Now, this is from... First, we'll go through it, and then I'll give you my thoughts. And we can, of course, discuss our thoughts. Paranormal investigator Lee Brickley has encountered several inexplicable supernatural beings, including the infamous black-eyed child of Cannock Chase, which some believe is the tormented soul of a murdered girl. And we've got this image right here. This is the... he's also a musician, oddly enough. So he's a musician and an occult researcher. Paranormal investigator who once saw the infamous black-eyed child ghost is still unsettled by what he encountered. Lee Brickley, author of a number of books on ghosts, Bigfoot sightings, spooky places to visit in the UK, has investigated the paranormal for the last 13 years after his interest was sparked at the age of 5 when he watched the original Ghostbusters film. Hollywood.
I have a question.
Whatever. Yeah, go for
it. Excuse me. Isn't black-eyed children different from a ghost missing a feature? Because a lot of times ghosts do.
I'm glad you brought that up. Stow that thought, because you were remember you said that. Let's lay the groundwork for this UK story, because I like where you're going.
Yeah, so do I. It's all just before we go on. I love that the UK has some of the best ghost stories of all time, and then something like this, where it's not that great. Now, granted, it's not that great because it's from a couple years ago. One of the reasons that ghost stories in the UK are wonderful is it's been passed down from father to father, uncle to nephew, like a Spring Hill Jack type, where it's
there's a sense of oldness to it, that like it's being passed down, so it could be real. The recency makes you question it more, as opposed to with every generation there's more of a disconnect.
Okay,
right?
So there's a bar in the UK where they believe
I've watched the videos from that bar. It's insane.
Where the devil came in.
Yeah, dude, it happened in like the 1830s or 1870s or something like that.
Yeah, and everyone the devil came in and he set his drink down, and like when he left, there's a ring burnt into the bar where like the devil like set his drink down, and
to this day that burned ring is there, and there's video footage like of their own internal security cameras, because this bar is like one of the oldest bars in the UK, is still operational. It might be the oldest. And it's like just in the middle of the night, no one will be there. Fucking wine glasses and stuff will just start flying off shelves, or steam will start rising out of nowhere. It is crazy what's happening at this bar.
Yeah, no, it's
pub,
like
sorry,
that,
it's the UK pub.
No, but it's like that. What is it, Frankie Max, or it's something Max? It's like the most haunted like bar in America. Something.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the American one. But
what I'm getting at is the stories are similar,
right?
Where you have this character who comes in, and then all of a sudden, then you start getting this paranormal activity. If I was gonna look at like black-eyed children, I would assume they're kind of like almost like a herald type figure where bad things would follow them.
Well, let's keep going with this article here. In April 2018, I believe I saw the infamous black-eyed child in the area of Cannock Chase called Birches Valley. She appeared about 100 meters in front of me, stared right at me for about 30 seconds, then vanished without a trace. In June 2019, I saw what can only be described as a man monkey running through the woods and was investigating an alleged Bigfoot footprint. I wrote in another book that covers an investigation called The Hunt for the British Bigfoot. Sightings of the black-eyed child have been recorded in Cannock Chase since the 1980s, and people who claim to have seen her believe she could be a tormented soul of a young girl who was murdered in the area in the 1960s. Others think she could be a demon or an alien. Now, this is why Sammy brought up the 80s, because of this story right here. And by the way, this is the murdered girl theory is because in the 60s, I believe his name was like Raymond Elise or something like that. It might have his name here in the article, but if not, there actually was a convicted murder of 3 elementary aged girls that happened in Cannock Chase. So the working theory is that this black-eyed girl that they're seeing is the spirit of one of those 3 murdered elementary girls from the 1960s. In fact, the murder of those 3 girls sparked the largest police mobilization in search of missing persons in the UK's history up to that point.
Well, thank God I feel so vindicated.
So, Cinny, now that we've talked about this, let's go back to your thoughts about the difference between ghostly features, black-eyed children, and whatnot. I just wanted to get this point of this story out now that we've got the full context.
Oh no, that's perfect. That works out. So, do I need to repeat the question?
Yeah. Go ahead and explain what you're going to ask or tell about the difference between ghostly features and things of that effect. What your point was with that?
Oh, well, I mean, like sometimes when people report seeing a ghost, they can be missing a feature like eyes, mouth, nose, whatever. Sometimes no face at all. So if somebody is saying this is a black-eyed child's ghost, wouldn't that just be a ghost instead of a demonic entity that is the black-eyed children?
You and I are the same school of thought here. I wasn't gonna say this too early, but you know what? It's a good segue. When you try and look up reports of black-eyed children, they're almost nowhere to be found. It's one of those things that seems like it's honestly more of an online urban legend. Aside from that one Texas story that we laid the groundwork for beforehand, the only time, and I spent hours doing multiple Google searches, varying the ways I was posing the question, the whole 9. I was scrolling through news articles. I was scrolling through websites. The only place I can find consistent over and over differentiating reports of a black-eyed child is these Cannock Chase woods. Now, the UK has been reporting on this phenomenon effectively since the 80s. But that's the only place I can find it consistent. I cannot find any sort of credible news report of, think about when we did Mothman a few weeks ago. There were several reports the world over. And whether you think they're real or not doesn't matter. There was multiple reports that actual news agencies and whatnot covered. You can't find that for black-eyed children except here. And here it's done over and over. We've got right here. Terrified dog walker says she wasn't human after seeing black-eyed child at Cannock Chase. This is a different encounter than the one we were just going over. Now we've got this one right here. This is from a Staffordshire Live, so a different outlet. Couple traumatized after terrifying encounter with Cannock Chase's black-eyed child. And then we got this one right here from Lad Bible. Seriously creepy drone footage captured black-eyed girl running through Cannock Chase Forest. Let's actually watch this footage because I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. And feel free to be honest. I would prefer you guys be honest, obviously. All right, let's take a look.
No, I'm going to lie my ass off. Let's go.
I have a question. Why would you be flying your drone like this? Are you looking for something in particular?
Well, drone flying is it's a hobby I don't get because I'm bad at flying drones. I've wrecked every single one I've ever done. But it really is the same way that people used to do like model airplane and not airplane, like helicopter flying competitions. It honestly is a common hobby nowadays for just fly your drones and record the footage and you splice them together for like YouTube stuff. And what were you saying, Sammy?
I was just going to say, Senny, I don't know where you live, my dear, but this is a very big country and it gets boring in certain areas.
That's fair.
Okay, so like if you bought a drone, you're gonna fucking fly it around.
Yeah, I'm right there. And doing I'm with Emily. I love drones, but I'm fucking terrible. Call stage. Yeah, I'm gonna be asking everybody's opinion on the realism of this when we're finished. So let's go through it. 'Cause it's
That
only
was actually
59.
the secret subject of this episode. It was actually just like a low key conversation about drones. So guys, throw your drone
It's
stuff in the chat. 1 pro drone, 2 if you
drones
don't like
out for
drones.
Harambe.
yeah.
drones out for her.
We're looking for AJ's dad. Is what we're doing. What we're doing.
Is he still looking for the pack of cigarettes?
Yeah, he said he'd be back, but he never did. And
I don't know. I mean, you had the big swash of trees. Why wouldn't that thing be a little further in to hide? And why is it wearing
yeah,
white?
and also like you also have to wait till it's like this one still. Like if it was something that was like presenting itself, like you'd be able to like land your drone a little bit and like zoom in. And then it's like, hi, I'm the black-eyed children.
I agree with Pirate Bob. It's Bigfoot. He's wearing a dress.
Right, but this is just a trick of the light.
Well, I don't know about trick of the light per se. However, I do agree that like it's I don't know. To me, this is fake. Especially for I came to the same conclusion Cindy did. What are the odds of it being like right there at the tree line? I think that this video is staged because of all of the attraction these woods do have for these black-eyed child stories. Also, looking at this, it looks like a teenager, and all the supposed actual pictures are of like a little girl. And yes, Crobax is correct. You can't even see its eyes, so how do you know it's a black-eyed girl?
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, but also let's face it, it's always at the fucking tree line. Anytime you see, I'm saying now you have like this device that's capable of flying anywhere to you're like, oh, what is this? You could have gone to that and had it in 1080p. Like what was your excuse? Like normally with like the Bigfoot footage, it was like this guy had a camcorder in 1985 and
no, I think it was like 64 or something, but yeah, the Patterson footage.
yeah, but I'm saying, but he's walking in the background. Now you have this thing that could go, what was that? Let's fly directly into that. You know what I mean? It's if you want to say, hey, we didn't notice it until after the footage was being shot or whatever, but yes, you said it too, to say it was specifically this when it was just like this white blurb as this camera is moving quickly over a forested area. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, come on.
Now, what about this report here? A giggling ghostly girl moved in ways humans simply couldn't move. The black-eyed child has reportedly been spotted by a young couple while camping at Cannock Chase. The couple claimed a giggling ghostly girl encircled their tent before moving in ways humans simply can't move to hide behind trees. While some think the sightings are not real, others believe she's the tormented soul of a young girl who was murdered in the area during the 1960s. There have been sightings of her reported in the Staffordshire forest since the 1980s. Kylie and Ben said they saw the ghoul at Birches Valley during the summer of 2021. The coronavirus pandemic had kept the two teenagers, whose names have been changed to protect their identity, apart, so they decided to steal night away together and camp illegally in the middle of the forest. But as soon as they told author Lee Brickley it was a decision they would soon live to regret. Lee Brickley, by the way, if you guys don't recall, is the guy we covered earlier. This guy. So they went to him because he is the leading expert on this. The youngsters, who were 17 at the time, recounted their ordeal to the supernatural investigator. Their tale is featured in his new book, Haunted Cannock Chase, True Ghost Stories from UK's Spookiest Location. It was around midnight when the teens heard something moving around their tent. Thinking it could be a deer, they remained still and quiet, not wishing to spook it. But when they realized they could hear footsteps, they unzipped the tent to take a peek. This is not footage, photo they got, but this is supposedly a photograph that has been taken at Cannock Chase of this little girl. Both campers heard the unmistakable sound of a small child giggling, so they turned on their torches, lighting up the shadowy woodland. By the way, torches, we're not talking like sandals and shit. That's UK speech for flashlight. Ben saw it first, running from tree to tree, hiding itself behind the trunks, and occasionally peering out towards the couple before finally stepping out to the clearing in front of them. Kylie said, "I was absolutely terrified. I'd read stories in the news about the black-eyed child, but it wasn't until the thing stood right in front of me that I could quite believe them. I knew instantly what we were dealing with, the real thing, because it moved in ways humans simply can't move. It was like it could teleport from one place to another when it was moving around and hiding behind trees." Ben added, "I was shining my torch right at her, and she just stood there staring at us with her head slightly dipped. That's when the giggling started to get louder and louder. It really sounded like it was coming from all around us, even though I could see she was right in front of us. It was really disorienting for a few seconds. Then she bent down for a moment as if adjusting her shoes, stood back up, and ran off down a nearby path through a dense section of trees. The frightened pair huddled together in their tent, waiting for the sun to rise. When they emerged at 7 a.m., they found piles of stones evenly placed around the perimeter of their tent and strange stick formations hanging from the trees, which looked like dream catchers. Slightly shaken, they packed up and started the 15-minute walk back to Ben's car. Suddenly, Kylie spotted a small child with black eyes peering at her from behind an oak tree and screamed. Ben said he shouted, "Leave us alone," as the parent ran off toward his vehicle. Lee has been looking at the spooky going-ons, and yeah, and then he recounts his story. So what do you guys make of this story?
I think that the ghost of a child haunts this wooded area, but I don't think it's as much as whatever guy says like I'm an expert on this. There's no expert in the paranormal. I don't care who you are. It just doesn't work that way. I think, yeah, maybe this forest is haunted by a child. Everything else I think is just speculation. That's truly what I feel. If the black-eyed child or children are real at all, I think maybe it's in this area and whatever, but I don't think like they're this malevolent thing that's like going around, and I don't think it's as broad scale as what we initially thought. I think we're getting really, really good, really scary stories from this concentrated area, and everyone else is just trying to have a really cool story on Let's Not Meet on Reddit. That's about.
What about you, Cindy? Do you have thoughts on this story?
It sounds more like not black-eyed children. So if this guy was a case, was an expert, then he would say, "I don't know. I've never heard a case of black-eyed children going, I'm gonna just ring your tent with stones and just fucking dream catchers." No, that sounds more like pixies. You know what I mean? Like it's
The Feyfolken.
Yeah, the Fae folk.
I got fairies from this as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So did I. But I'm saying it sounds like the description is specific to this area.
Yeah. My question here is actually why or what exactly is a staple haunting for a black-eyed child or condition, aside from the fact that they look a certain way and only ask if they can come in? You don't hear anything else outside
By the way,
that.
Cindy, I'm glad you brought that up. They're in a tent. This thing was supposedly outside their tent. It just giggled. What did it not do?
Yeah, like what was the tell?
Well, it didn't ask if it could come in.
Exactly. It didn't ask if it could come in, which is a staple of black-eyed child lore. I'm actually with Sammy on this one, and partially with Cindy as well. I don't have trouble believing that this is a real haunting, because there are a lot of several stories dating back to the 80s all the way up to, I mean, this one was in 2021, of haunting specifically in the set of woods. A lot of them remarkably similar about this little girl. But I don't think that's a black-eyed child. I think it is either the spirit of one of those little girls that verifiably was murdered in these woods in the 60s. All 3 bodies were found there, or it's some sort of fae folk or whatnot because of the rings around the tint. But not. I don't think this is a black-eyed child. I think this is whatever it is, a spirit that just has black eyes.
If I may, one of the reasons I believe it.
Cindy, sorry, one sec, Sammy. Cindy, read this.
My child sits in her crib in the dark and says, "Are you okay?" over and over.
Yo, Jana, that fucked. That is
very
your kid. Cece's an adorable little girl, but yo, that's fucking terrifying. Anyway, continue, Sammy.
No, that actually kind of freaked me out. I'm just like thinking of a kid right now. But kids do I know I said do, but kids do freaky shit like that. Like I said, my mother said that I was like a sensitive kid, and I was like talking to like the smiling man who was in the room and things like that. But the thing that I wanted to, oh my God, send that to us, please.
Yeah,
Jana.
I kind of want to see that recording, Jana. I really do. I wouldn't want to post your kid over the
internet.
internet.
We don't have to share it, but
I would love to see it personally. And you send me enough adorable things of your kid all the time. I want to see the creepy one. Anyway, continue, Sammy.
Okay. There's also something psychologically. So there's a reason that we have. Hold on. How do I put this? There's a reason that we put in rules of why we like monsters or hauntings or any sort of lore, what be it, where they ask you to like come in, and that's a psychology thing. So it doesn't matter if you're in an apartment or you have your own house, or if you're like Ted Kaczynski living in a little like shack. Like when you put these walls up, like that is like your space. It's your subconscious like asking you to come in. So like whether it be black-eyed children, a vampire, any of them, you have all of these monsters asking you if they can like enter like I'm trying my best not to say safe space.
I was literally gonna say safe space, but I also didn't want to fucking say safe space.
But it really is in that aspect. As safe as a space could be, this is the place that you've prepared for yourself, correct? Like, like an actual safe space. So for someone, the scariest monster is the monster that you invite in. And
yeah, I mean, how many? I don't know about you guys. I've had my car broken into no less than 3 times, and fuck Seth Rogen because. Yeah, Seth Rogen. Because I feel personally violated every fucking time. Like this is my car. My belongings are in here. I had signed CDs from Vit Mignogna that were stolen. Like and it felt violating. Not only that, like this is my car. I lived on the 3rd floor of an apartment right down beneath. That means somebody was rifling through my shit. What would have been straight as the bird flies, 20, 30 meters from where I was asleep. Like. Dude,
I had a guy who just left the pennies and the nickels. He just took the quarters and the dimes. But I also know that he rifled through everything that was in my car at the time, and like he took what he took, but like the stuff that he left, he deemed necessary to like leave. You know what I mean? It was like someone has gone through your personal space, and I think that was the most intrusive part of that for me. Is it's what he didn't take when he robbed my car, and it was like, well, you took the tent, why didn't you take the cot? Like what? it really is. It's foolish like that, but it's questions that you never thought you would ask yourself until it happens. It's the same thing with this. I think if we're going from like a demonic presence or a psychological presence. They're here to be a bad omen. They're here to do something. I truly think we're just getting a loud minority of people of a haunted, like, wooded area. That's
I think these woods are legitimately haunted woods, especially given that I mean the UK is no stranger to that sort of thing. There's a lot of haunted history of the UK. But I think these are haunted woods. I do not think this is what we colloquially will recognize as a black-eyed child. Now, we got about 15 minutes left, give or take. I would, unless you guys have anything else to add, want to show a couple videos and get to what I will just come out and say is in my opinion, debunking. I do not believe in black-eyed children. Not, at least not as they are written from that initial post we talked about earlier in Texas.
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you. I think
I feel like, oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
no.
I was gonna say I feel like it's more of a alien scenario, like with black-eyed children, than actual haunting or ghost, maybe.
Now that's interesting because the initial Texas story said he described their speech as mechanical or rehearsed, that it wasn't natural what they were saying. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this video here. Give me one moment. Let's skip past all the intro and shit. All right. And Critter says, "Fuck Texas."
Yeah, kind of.
All right. So this is supposedly 5 black-eyed children caught on camera, supernatural or creepypasta.
These stories are presented as they were related by the original video posters, but as always, it's up to you to choose what you believe. Summoning black-eyed children. The creator of the channel Fantastic Daily says that he is obsessed with finding evidence that proves the existence of so-called black-eyed children. As such, he has studied hours of alleged footage of these beings.
Can you pause this?
And he believes that he has found...
Go for it.
Okay, by the way, like, if I saw this, like an actual, like, black-eyed child and the way that they pose this, and I was just, like, getting up to, like, go to the bathroom, and there was, like, a black-eyed child, like, sitting in my... I would be very upset and be inconsolable, and... like, I feel like if these things do exist, people aren't making a big enough deal about it. That's why The Shining is, like, one of the scariest movies. It's not just, like, one little girl in a hallway in a sundress. It's 2 little girls in a hallway in a sundress and, like, come play with us. Like, I would be a mess of a human being if I came across a black-eyed child. Yeah, I wouldn't be okay. You know, I don't know. There was no punchline there. I would be very, very upset if I was getting up in the middle of the night to take a piss, and all of a sudden I saw a kid with no eyes looking up back at me. I didn't think I'd be breaking the internet here, or
No, I agree with you completely. Like I've only ever had in my life experience, 2 supernatural encounters that I consider credible, and that's in a long line of I want to believe, but I try to remain skeptical. And there have been some stuff we've covered on this show that we do agree with, that we believe in.
Here.
Believe in the Men in Black. I believe in the Mothman personally. There's certain aspects of QAnon that were believable, and most weren't, but there were some that were. Like, there's things we've covered on the show that we believe in. This one, I don't, because I'm right there with you.
here, no,
Motherfuckers are making a lot bigger
click on what
QAnon.
my wife said.
I imagine you don't mean that one.
No, I do, because
Aw,
my wife has a theory that it hasn't been the places that I grew up in that I'm haunted. And if I say that black-eyed kids are bullshit, like I've seen enough things. Not to say that I'm like, oh, this big paranormal guy. I've seen enough things where I've never come across a black-eyed kid. If I did, I would be upset because like that's an upsetting thing to see, right? Like, oh, I saw this kid and he had no eyes. I was just trying to go pee, and that was the end. That was the end
You
of it,
body
right?
a child with like a development issue.
Yeah, no, 100.
No, god damn it. I thought the Cromax was gonna say something. All right, let's keep going with this video. Oh, before we do,
Wait, we have to wait.
Dylan Sacaccio for a 20 banger. Thank you so much. I think something that gets overlooked with a lot of this, especially in religion, is the imaginative realm, i.e., visions, dreams, ethogens, etc. You experienced it, but it's not real, objective, or historical.
Yeah,
I agree. Oh, go for it, Sammy. Go for it.
I was gonna say, if anything, this feels like the what do you call it, like the sleep paralysis demon, right? Where there's a lot of people who see spiders' legs, but the main one is the demon at the end of your bed.
The
Like,
shadow man, the shadow people. Which, by the way, shadow people is
Yeah.
something we also got to cover on the show because
100%, because
Oh, yeah.
there's different like variations of shadow people. Some I very much believe in, and some I attribute to like what I said, like a sleep paralysis demon. I feel like this very much might be the same thing, where you're seeing these visions in this area that kind of look like this, but you're kind of all under the same scenario, and there's these stories looming overhead, if that makes sense. So you're letting your subconscious do the work for you.
Well, real quick, I'll give my thoughts on this as well. Before and of course, Cindy. But before we do, I do want to give you your clip since you were so gracious enough to super chat, Dylan. Thank you so much. And we've been playing a lot of scary shit on the show today, and this might be the scariest clip yet.
Little pig, whack me in.
I love that clip. I think something gets overlooked is I think that two things can be true. So I do think that 99% of the time there is a logical, rational, scientific explanation for whatever it was you experienced. That being said, I do think there is that 1% of the time that it cannot be explained no matter what you do, no matter what science you know. And at that point, jumping to the supernatural after you've exhausted all other options is a valid way to go about your analysis, your research, whatever it may be. Because we do have so much about the outside world we don't know, that we don't believe in. Now, me, I'm an openly Christian individual. Being openly Christian means you gotta believe in certain things, gods, demons, spirits, ghosts, all that, because that shit's part of the religion. It's in the Bible.
Yeah, there's ghosts in the
whatever it may
Bible.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So, look at that. We got that beautiful bitch Lucy Lemon Bug in the chat. How you doing, girly? But yeah, at the end of the day, I do think that, again, I've had a lot of what could be attributed to supernatural experiences, but the vast majority of them are easy to hand away as no, it was XYZ, scientific explanation. You just didn't realize it because it was 2 a.m. and you were scared at your gourd. You think about it in broad daylight, it makes sense. Said I have two that I to this day cannot fucking explain. That said, Cindy, do you have anything to add, or do you want me to go ahead and hit play?
You can go ahead and hit play. I don't really have anything to add because you guys pretty much covered it all.
Perfect. All right, let's keep going.
Found a sound isolated in lower audio frequencies that can actually be used to summon black-eyed children. As an experiment, he set up his laptop camera to record overnight while continuously playing this low-frequency tone, in hopes that he would actually lure a black-eyed child to his door and catch the incident on camera. On the first night, his laptop camera recorded nothing.
Did he fart?
On the second night, something activated his motion-sensitive outdoor light. But again, there was nothing on camera. Night 3, nothing. Night 4, still nothing appeared. But then, very late on night 5, something shocking happened.
A black-eyed kid.
Now, what's your diagnosis on this? Because I say fake as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, are we
Is this
talking
new?
about in the very center right here?
Yeah, this right. Oh, hold on. This this pale, ghostly face.
That is something that I would see in the middle of the night and go, "Ah," and then realize that
Then it turns out like it's your wife or something. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Your own reflection.
yeah, it's a trick of the light, but it is when you open your eyes, it's horrifying. But if this is all that you have, I'm sorry, I've seen better evidence.
yep, nope, I agree. I do not think this one is real at all. So,
But by the way, it looks nothing like a black-eyed child. It looks
it looks like
nothing
a
like
regular
what we're.
person.
That looks like an
Yeah,
adult.
no, it looks like a fully formed adult head. That's not what we're talking about. And I believe, you know, what we were talking about, what I thought what we would be talking about more is hi, could you let us in, where there's these empty-eyed children, you know, like wanting help, we've gotten nothing of that. I'm actually astounded because like that's what I thought the lore is the, you know, they want to enter your home and then, you know, bad luck befalls you because I thought they were supposed to be like an omen of bad luck. Truly.
Yeah. By the way, it was something we didn't cover. Like when you do let them in, there's never really any reports of them doing anything. Oftentimes they vanish or whatever, but you supposedly suffer from nightmares, so they keep reappearing, or maybe it is them in your house and sleep paralysis, who knows. You suffer from agoraphobia, like you say, bad luck, things like that.
No,
and it just sounds like demon activity.
We've already discussed this. We've already realized that this is not a real thing. We've debunked this because like the Ring doorbell exists.
Right.
You know, like from what I believe from the you know, black-eyed children is you would get some weird knock on your door and you would have like these eyeless kids going, hey, my mother was in a car accident up the road, can you let us in so we can use your phone, or something akin to that.
Yeah, this thing just hangs out outside the house, by the way. It doesn't even knock or ask to be let in. This is just his fucking wife or something. Like this is staged. This is 100% staged.
Yeah,
No,
so Jim
well, wait a
Morrison
minute.
is already in the house here. So
let me ask you, Sammy, when you were a kid and you experienced all the paranormal activity, did you have bad luck to go with it?
No, surprisingly, I had like really, really good luck.
Right.
Where
Okay, so that being said,
you would
then
win like a carnival game like 2 times in a row, and they'd be like, well, you got an angel on your shoulder, and then you would kind of go like, I don't think it's an angel. You know, stuff like that. But no, never once did I see like the lead what's his face from
The Doors?
yeah, the Doors. No, but who's the guy from 9 Inch Nails? Trent Reznor.
Oh, Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor following you around. You know, and then you're like, oh my god, it's a black-eyed kid. I'd be like, no, that's Trent Reznor. He's just like, I'm just looking
Very easy
for new
mistake to make.
material.
All right, what about this one? Oh, what one?
A creepy photo bomb. Chinese-Canadian musician Milo LV posted a simple Instagram video of her and a friend hanging out by the pool.
Hey guys, it's super hot in Vancouver today, and me and Joanna are just waiting for our friend who is super late to come today. And if you guys see this video,
Okay, if you tell me that girl hugging on her and like leaning in is the black-eyed kid, I'd be like, wow, this is great. But it's gonna be some person in the blurred bush, right? Like
yeah, you're exactly correct. But no, you're right. Like that's not a black-eyed kid. That's just an Asian. Like
yeah, no, she leans in like
the cute girl and how nice the pool is. You guys should come right now and join us, right? Right?
Oh my god, it's a black-eyed kid.
Okay, you know what?
Black-eyed chink.
Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Now, I don't know what she was babbling about there, But after watching the video, her fans flooded her comment section
Wait, is this
claiming that they
Kaido?
saw something creepy in the background of the video.
If you guys see this video, take a look at how nice.
I would have just thought it was a flower in the tree.
It's like a bird feeder, right?
Huh?
Right, like I'm gonna be real, guys. To me, this is pareidolia. Like, do you guys know
Yeah.
what pareidolia is?
Yes.
No, I was going to mention pareidolia with the reflection too, but I mean that's even
Nope.
worse.
Nope. It all makes sense now. That's the black-eyed kid. You could also
again,
you
by the
could have
way,
used this
black-eyed
video in
kids
any
aren't-
other discussion we could have at Tinfoil Hitters.
Yeah, black-eyed kids aren't ghosts, by the way. Supposedly, if they exist, which again we've already stated, at least I don't believe in them. They're like fully formed physical manifestations. that
full
just kids with
manifestation.
black eyes.
Yes.
Like, yes,
this
okay.
This
there's
may
a
be.
face
This
with
is
black
nothing.
eyes here. I mean, but
This-
I think you said this is like probably a bird feeder or something.
Yeah.
Like,
No, this is. It's a tiki torch. We did it, guys. We did it.
yep. Let's see. There was one more.
I love how
Okay.
they always do that, though. There was like, but in the background.
So here's the last one we're gonna go over, and then we'll probably call the stream.
Cams located deep in the woods. The cameras are set up to trigger and snap photos when there is any movement. They're usually used to track wildlife in remote wooded areas. In this particular shot, posted online, the trail cam seems to have spotted 2 deer. But they were not alone. What looks to be a small girl in a white gown can be seen in the photo. Many believe this
Get the
photo to
fuck
be a
outta here.
black-eyed child captured on camera. This
Also,
is not
no,
the only
pause
time
it.
that a trail cam
Pause it and go back. That girl clearly has eyes.
Black-eyed children. If this is the best you got, by the way, I watched several videos of supposed black-eyed children caught on cam. This is the best one.
Oh
This
my.
was the
I'm just
best
saying,
video.
This is disturbing on its own. This someone give this child a blanket. It appears she's holding a blanket. She appears to have eyes. This is not a black-eyed child. This is just a child. And right? Am I wrong here? Like,
No,
No,
Jake,
you're right.
Jake is asking the right questions. Why the fuck's the child just chilling with deer at 3 a.m.? Like,
yeah, exactly.
okay, there are
That-
questions
that-
to be had about this image, but
It
these
looks
aren't.
like the
this
deer
is
are
black-eyed
questioning
kid.
why there's a child here at 3 a.m.
Yeah, look how freaked out that deer is. Both deers are like, the first deer is looking at her going like, what's this kid doing here? And then this other deer is clearly looking into the camera going like, you seeing this shit?
All
Can
right, let's keep
someone
going.
come collect her?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
someone be calling CPS after this for sure.
Yeah,
in the
there is
photo.
a man cub in the
Many
woods.
believe this photo to be a black-eyed child captured on camera. This is not the only time that a trail camera has
Again,
allegedly
bright
captured a
white,
black-eyed
bright white. Look at
child
those
roaming
eyes.
alone through the woods.
Again, that's freaky on its own. Nothing about that screams black-eyed child.
Right.
Black-eyed children, UK.
And then this
All right.
this one just goes over the stories that we already covered.
Oh,
so.
well, I was gonna guess that everything that they had is fire, because now I'm starting to think that the black-eyed children are now hauntings in a particular part of the UK. And not arbiters of doom, like I would have thought, like the banshee is, where when you hear the banshee cry, you know that something terrible is going to befall your family, or something demonic, like please let us in, but we knocked on the door, and then you look and there's 2 small children saying, hey, no. Now it's kind of like, it sounds like any single aspect that we've heard from black-eyed children actually being black-eyed children are from this area in the UK.
Anyway, I mean, you ready to wrap?
I think we nailed it. Like, I would say this one is totally debunked. Like,
This was so fun because when I came in to like this whole stream, I was worried that I picked a boring subject, but because I love black-eyed children stories. And I came in just thinking they're ghosts. Now I'm convinced it's either alien activity or demonic spirit.
Now,
Yeah,
okay, I'm glad you said that. So here's when you say alien activity or demonic spirits. When I say the black-eyed children, quote unquote, I don't believe in them. I don't think they're real. This is debunked. Now I do believe there's cases of demonic possession. I do believe in demonic possession, and if a child is possessed, God forbid, I do not disbelieve that, like, oh, maybe they would have black eyes or something like that as a result of the possession or whatnot. But
I have a question.
yeah, or even a demon taking the form of a child to lull you into a false sense of security. But yeah, in general, what we colloquially refer to as black-eyed children, I don't think exists at this point. And
I have
yeah.
a question.
Ask away.
What if them asking if they can come in isn't for the building, but into you like a demon would?
I don't want anyone coming into me,
You know what I mean?
fair.
especially
No.
children. You get put on a list for that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was like you get possessed and you can't, and you end up on the sex offenders list. Like, that's a
You
rough.
just-
All
Man,
right,
that's
all right,
nice.
Crovax, hold your goddamn horses. I do believe in the green skin kids. That was a verifiable thing that actually did happen. The old like 17th century, I believe, or maybe it was 16th century, 1700s, either way, case of the two green skinned children found in the woods, and yeah, that was that could be interesting to cover. I feel like there's really nothing new about that, but it could be fun to cover for those that don't know. Point is, I get the joke you're making. I do believe in those. That's a very interesting story.
Okay, we'll have to have one where we have like handfuls of. So
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm doing,
true. Just cover multiple subjects in one video that are all similar.
yeah, just have to like get them all out where I was like, this does not merit more than like a 10-minute conversation. We'll get all those out there, but I'm kind of in the same way where this did not merit the weight that comes behind the name. You know what I mean? There's actual paranormal things that I've experienced that like this doesn't come close to that. I'm now starting to think that it is a concentrated.
Mr. Monkey. Oh my
Damn.
goodness.
Oh man.
Damn. Homie come in with the John Delarose's wife has black-eyed children. Hot damn, son. That's fucking ruthless.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I have nothing.
Alrighty, well, you know what? We're gonna get up on out of here. Then we're gonna do our outros, guys. Go ahead, of course, listen to everybody's outros. Make sure you know where everybody's gonna be, as well as we are going to be rerouting this stream, redirecting, rating Yarn Witch. She was just on Countercast last week. Yarn Witch is fucking adorable. She's amazing. We 100%, she 100% deserves the support. So when we're done, watch the credits. It will redirect you to Yarn Witch, and you tell her Vital Idol raid. Assuming she's still alive. I set the rate up at the beginning of the stream. Centimeter. Tell the people who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and what you got coming up.
Hello, my darlings. You guys can find me on all platforms as Cinevere, and I try to upload every Wednesday, Thursday, and Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I should be starting streaming on the 26th, so I hope to see you guys there as soon as I nail down a date or a time, not a date. All right.
Perfect. Sammy. All you also, guys, Cindy did release a video yesterday, the day before. It's fucking great. Check it out. Love it. Sammy, tell the people who you are, what you do, the whole nine.
Sammy Three-Peat. I have a show every Saturday morning. If you are a newbie to or you're looking for a great place to jump onto Batman comics, I had a podcast for that. If not, and you want to just talk about dumb people doing dumb things, I have a news show that is every Sunday. Otherwise, you can find me hanging out with this knucklehead every Tuesday. And otherwise, you can find me on Roman of the Empire. Whatever torture he has lined up for me every Thursday. That's what I'm gonna be into. But otherwise, you just might find me. I go wherever the wind takes me.
You'd love to see it, my man with a plan. Last but not least for me, of course, Countercast is on Mondays, Tinfoil Hitters on Tuesday nights. We have the Neon Leon podcast, which this week's guest is Atreus. Gonna be awesome. And then if we hit tier 3 on that, we do a Sunday special, which is either me reacting to videos or doing gameplay. It's as voted on by you guys, the audience. And of course, check out for videos nearly daily. I don't like to do videos on the same day I stream because I don't want things getting lost in the algorithm. But there will probably be a video or two tomorrow. So until then, I just want to say thank you to all of you absolute freaky creeps out there that love coming together for this conspiracy theory and or horror show. Thank you so much, the Vital Idol community as a whole. If you got gifted a membership, I did just update the Discord link in my in the bio today. So go to my page, go to my YouTube page, go to the posts, the community interactions page, and join with Hondo, and click the link, join the Discord, and thank you to those that donated. You truly did not need to. You did. It means the world to me. It allows me to again grow the channel, especially because YouTube been beating our fucking ass lately. There's some major changes to the algorithm, and they're not good in terms of videos. So you guys supporting via the live streams has been tremendous. I do truly appreciate it. Until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.